Thank you. It's been a long day. I won't take much longer, but just in lieu of a closing address, just a brief introduction to the Sports and Society Accelerator, which is a new organization we've set up and continue to work on. Just giving you a little bit of background on what we do and why we do it and why it's important. We've had lots of conversations about the fan, lots of conversations about technology, but at the end of the day, sport is really about people playing and people being active. And when you look at the state of play in India, things are not in very good shape. You look at the WHO report, which says that only 1/4 of all Indian adolescents meet the WHO recommended levels for sufficient physical activity. Now, this has significant effects on non-communicable diseases, infant premature mortality, and just at a larger level, this is not just a sports issue. This is actually a developmental issue for all of our country. What are the possible barriers? Why are we here? And what are the challenges? If you're saying only 25% of kids are actually getting adequate physical activity, one is just simply the lack of availability or access to resources or an environment to play. That could be in urban areas, it could be in rural areas. The second is attitudes and awareness of both relevance and priority of physical activity. The third being the lack of time or privilege and the reliance on others. And particularly in urban settings, more and more children rely on their parents to get them access to places to play. And finally, this is just social barriers related to gender, disability, and other exclusions. So if we have this problem, we know that there are some larger issues of access and participation. What can we start doing about it? And here we postulate what we're calling the sports stack, which is really looking at an ecosystem of sport, which addresses not just at the very top medals, excellence, and performance, organized sport, and all of the good things we've been talking about, but actually looking lower down in the stack to access and participation. Access certainly being the first step towards getting more people participating, more people active, and more people enjoying the benefits of sport. Now, why do we theorize it as a stack? It's because you can look at the top and hope that everything happens. You can look at the bottom and hope that everything happens. But actually, you have to address this stack at one place. And that one place is actually participation. A healthy ecosystem covers all of this. It covers people at sort of the top level being excellent and getting all the support they require, winning on the world stage. But it actually requires also coming back to the bottom of the pyramid, the legacy, telling the stories of sport, giving people great experiences to get them start playing again. It includes getting people the capacity to progress. It could be funding, it could be knowledge. It involves sustainability. We talked about the environment, we talked about safety. Both drive very much into sustainability. You look at performance, governance, driving into excellence. And these are not only issues of, this is not a pyramid, this is a stack that is set up where all of it has to come into play, and all of it, a healthy stack is a healthy ecosystem. Where do we believe the intervention? I mean, you could intervene everywhere. That's not a practical way to approach it. We have limited resources, limited time, and limited attention. And our genuine belief is this has to be addressed at the level of getting every single Indian to start playing and moving. We believe that there's a sort of a participation approach holds the key to unlocking value in this ecosystem. Now, this builds new metrics. It's not just about where we stand on the Olympic podium. It kickstarts at the very bottom demand, and demand begets supply. It increases at the larger level, the pipeline. More and more people are playing and moving through this pyramid. Overall, personal and community health sort of improves, and community health is not just about physical community, but the notion of community, the interactivity that sport brings and everything that comes with it. It also allows all of these other layers of the stack to be built organically. If you can get every single Indian active, there's a lot of other things that end up happening. So how are we going about doing this? There are really 4 prongs to our approach. We're looking at trying to understand the barriers to access. There are hypotheses which we put out, but really driving independent research to understand it from both qualitative and quantitative perspective. Addressing, trying to build projects that both address and eliminate barriers through policy change, influencing decision makers through outreach and narrative, and really building the social tools and institutional capacity. I mean, for example, the Brahmaputra Volleyball League is a fabulous project to get more people playing. It's built in a low-cost, sustainable way, which is scalable. How can we build more prototypes that can come like this across the country, building capacity to respond to the demand that is happening? What is the ultimate objective of this, and what does the WHO set up as the benchmarks? Where are we moving to? It's actually 4 active things: active societies, active people, active environments, and active systems all coming together. So this is what we're working towards. It's a new organization we've set up. And our fundamental objective is that we believe that a nation at play enjoys the inherent magic of both activity and interactivity. And we envision an India where there's universal participation in sport and physical activity by 2047. This is what we're calling Mission 100 by 100, which is universal participation by the 100th year of our independence. So to achieve this goal, I mean, we have to build these as public goods. It could be measurement, understanding who's not playing, why, and programs, projects, and capacity to try and address that. Is this a problem you would like to solve? Do you have expertise in any of these areas? Please feel free to reach out. My colleague Mridul is at the back of the auditorium. He's unfortunately in a Manchester United jersey. So sorry, Manchester City. He's the only one in the room, so you can identify him well. Reach out to him if you have any questions. Drop us a line at this email address if you would like to participate in the larger movement. So that's the short introduction to the Sports and Society Accelerator.